Welcome to the GameChanger 00100 show. I'm your host, GameChanger. Okay, so seen something about Kendra G's event. It's a speed dating event, and apparently there were 15 women and two guys. And on the outside looking in, some people, well, I'll get into that later. But let's just say that there's a reason for that, and it's not the reason that the person who observed this phenomenon think it is. People are going with this whole, it's more women than men. No, it's not. It's not seven and a half more women than it is, or the male to female ratio in Philadelphia is not seven and a half to one. I don't think it's like that anywhere, to be perfectly honest. And if so, send me to that place where it's really like that. But we'll get into why that actually happened. But before that, let me go ahead and do the short of the day. Hold on. All right. Dang. Computer's acting up. Okay. All right. So this kind of digs into what happened. Destro, peace. Charles, Melody, peace. All right. This is going to be a hint at why this problem exists. Take a look at this chick. She's putting makeup on, like, during the show, I guess, to prepare for the show. And this is her advice for 20 somethings. By the way, 20 somethings is the prime dating, mating, and relating age for almost every man. I'm pretty sure that if you are in your 70s, you probably want something in their 30s or 40s, but still 20 somethings is the preferred thing, maybe even the barely legals. But let's take a listen.
If you're ever put into the situation where you have to choose your career pursuits or a relationship, choose that career. Be nice to yourself. There's another mistake waiting for you to make around the corner. Break up with him immediately. If your mom is telling you that those aren't your friends, 9 times out of 10, those are not your friends. You'll be surprised how easy things come when you prioritize rest. Don't wait for things to go too far to cut it off. If it doesn't feel good, bless and release. You still deserve your own love, even if you're not the person you aspire to be. And if you are not the person that you aspire to be, just remember that this is a part of the plot. Don't forget to collect the data. It's going to be a great story to tell. If you're ever put into the
Okay. That right there is part of the reason. In the Black community, a large swab of women in their 20s, women who are the greatest competition to women like this, are discouraged from dating. Notice how she said, put your career first, which is ridiculous because why can't you do both? First of all, you should always put family first. I mean, like, the world doesn't survive without that thinking. But, and men who put their career first, they do it for their family. They do it so they can provide for their family. But furthermore, she said, break up with him. Didn't say why, didn't say under what circumstances should you break up with him. No, just a blanket break up with him. If you ever are in a relationship and you have problems, break up with him. And the reasons why she's saying that is because she just wants more guys. See, women like her benefit from having a broken dating market. She's sabotaging everybody else around her. I want y'all to listen to this again, and then I'm going to go into my main topic.
the situation where you have to choose your career pursuits or a relationship, choose that career. Be nice to yourself. There's another mistake waiting for you to make around the corner. Break up with him immediately. If your mom is
What is that? Break up with him immediately. I mean, that's like me saying quit your job immediately, like without knowing not knowing anything about. And In the Black community, whenever a young woman tries to get advice from anybody, older woman, a friend, same age, the response is always the same, and that is break up with him. They don't want to see you happy because it's not happiness that loves company. Oh, no, no, no. It is misery that loves company. Her makeup looks like trash. It looks like what the Tin Man uses to polish his face. But we're not going to go there.
It's telling you that those aren't your friends. 9 times out of 10, those are not your friends. You'll be surprised how easy things come when you prioritize rest. Don't wait for things to go too.
Prioritize rest is another word for, hit the like button. It's another way to say be lazy. Prioritize rest is another way to say be lazy. Tell your boss that you're going to prioritize. First of all, she said prioritize your career, and then she's saying prioritize rest. Well, you can't have both. You can't have a active career if you are resting every time you want to. So she's all over the place.
Far to cut it off. If it doesn't feel good, bless and release. You still deserve your own love, even if you're not the person you aspire to be.
The thing is that people don't really deserve love. Love is something that if you have, then it's spectacular. Doesn't mean that you deserve it as a blanket statement. I mean, there are people who, because they are loving themselves, and I'm not saying that they love themselves. I'm saying that they are loving, that they are a loving person themselves. They deserve love as a result of being a loving person. But she's saying it to anybody listening, like you deserve love just because you have a vagina.
And if you are not the person that you aspire to be, just remember that this is a part of the plot. Don't forget to collect the data. It's going to be a great story to tell.
Okay. And that's the last thing I want to say. First of all, actually, there's 2 last things. She actually thinks she looks good here. She actually thinks that, I think that she's trying to like wow me. I think she's thinking that, ooh, I'm gonna be wowed. And that was the purpose of this, because it's like, yes, I went from this to this. Sweetie, it's the same unappealing woman. To me. It's the same unappealing woman. Why are you wearing a grandma dress? You are wearing, my grandmother had a couch underneath plastic with this exact same pattern. And all this, you just thought it was hot. Remember yesterday I told y'all when they wear that they all wear the same form-fitting one-piece dress? This is it. I'm pretty sure she has 8 dresses just like this, but with different patterns. And they don't even pay attention to the patterns. This is a grandma couch pattern dress. This is something that you would find in someone's home who bought their home in the 70s. This is their drapes. This is their drapes. And she thinks she looks good. She's like, yeah, I went from this to this because of my makeup skills and my hair weaving skills or whatever, and my eyelash. Look, you are the same broad. You're the same broad saying this. No wonder you're jealous of 20-somethings. No wonder you're jealous of 20-somethings. All right, so enough of her foolishness. Now let's read some comments and get into the main crux of everything. All right. Charles Merchant says, let's see. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Let's see. Is her makeup supposed to be made to look sickly? I don't know what she was trying to do, but it seemed like she had some like golden green makeup on the top. And what was that? And it was all obvious and stuff. Was she trying to show off her makeup skills? Because you look the same. I don't get it. All right. Putting her career first comes with let's see, desolation, loneliness. Please show her receipts. Okay. Um, yeah, the thing about it is there isn't any. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it a buck. There aren't any careers anymore in America. Now I know exceptions exist. I know if you work for like your local utility, your hospital chain, and et cetera, et cetera. You know, there are careers there. There's still, if you work for the government, you know, if you're a police officer, firefighter, stuff like that, blah 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 blah. You know, yes, there are careers there, but for the rank and file, there haven't been careers for a long time. People do not have careers anymore. If you are lucky, you will jump from one high paying job to another high paying job. That is what you do. That's not a career. You know, you don't know people who, I mean, of course there's the military, but you don't know people who graduated high school or graduated college and worked for the same place for 30 years until they retired. That don't happen anymore. That does not happen anymore. You know, and in the process, they got like 7, 8 promotions or something like that. You know, that does not happen anymore. First of all, companies have far shorter lifespans. Hit the like button or like button. Companies have far shorter lifespans, meaning that companies are here today, gone tomorrow for whatever reason. You know, I'm pretty sure that there was some execs at Blockbuster Video who thought that they had a career. There were execs at Radio Shack who thought they had a career. There were execs at Circuit City who thought they had a career. You know, it goes on and on. There were execs at Enron that thought they had a career. Companies come and go very, very, very rapidly. And in the melee, people lose jobs and they find other ones. So she's saying put your all into that. And then there's just the mass layoffs because, you know, like Elon Musk, there's the, you know, like, oh, you know, I could get it cheaper over here. Bye. You know, Google, oh, I could get it cheaper over here. Bye. Amazon, I could get it cheaper over here. Bye. Or there's just simply like, oh, I don't need your jobs anymore. You know, like I think they're trying to like tech out those longshoremen on the East Coast. Seem like they're trying to tech them out. Like they're trying to make robots do their job or some crap like that. Bye. And you're talking about prioritize that. You're talking about prioritizing an entity that is looking for every opportunity to get rid of you. That is essentially what you are doing. And I know that they are diligently working to get rid of people. You know, who do you think when I do, I don't see the faces, but I used to do this job. For those of you who don't know, if you're new here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and ring the bell. But I work in software development. I'm a software developer. And many of my projects that I've worked on have all been to take somebody else's job. Now, it's not that I'm a bad person. I mean, almost all software does that. Almost all software does that. Like it takes people's jobs. If you make a software that you know takes information from one place and puts that information into another place, there used to be somebody who did that. There used to be a person that if you filled out an application in pencil and paper, you know, that application, they would type it into the system. And, you know, and that was their job. That was what they did all day. Now, they couldn't have done that for the past 30 years. So, which means that somebody said bye. That's how that works. Like, think about what one computer does. As far as if it didn't exist, how many jobs would you have? Like, think about like applying and registering for college and stuff like that. People are applying online and stuff, but think about what was done before that. You had the person who was hand reading the application, then they type it in, and then you had the carrier who took the application to the other person, and then when you actually went to get your student ID and stuff, there was like a whole file cabinet system behind you, or behind the desk clerk, and it was like 5 people working that thing just to get your file and say, okay, you go to this class. It's located here on them. It was all kinds of stuff that the computer just does like at a snap. So, and listen, I'm not saying computers are bad. What I am saying is that entities are chronically working to eliminate jobs. Now, typically relationships, the guy isn't chronically working to end the relationship. You don't have to, you can just end it. A guy, okay, if men try to end relationships, if we put as much effort on ending relationships as companies do, corporations do, for ending jobs, each and every single one of us would have blueprints of robots, of female robots in our garage or basement. And we would actually have prototypes and models, because we are actively working to get the bitch out of our lives. But we're not. And it's not like we're not that smart, because everything around you, we built that. So, yeah. Anyway. All right, let's see. Career women use sex handshakes to relieve stress. I don't know what that is. Are you noticing a pattern, GC, with all these single events flopping? Yes, and we're definitely going to talk about that. I mean, I don't like to do redundancy, but it's definitely a pattern. But here I'm going to talk about what people think is wrong with it. But they're all flopping for the same reason, and that is not enough men. And nobody is really, the people who are throwing these events, well, I think maybe some of them are, but none of them are really, few of them are asking, why aren't the men showing up? Because if they ask, the men will tell them. And the men will, or I would tell them, and I would tell them straight like this. If I go to your event, what are the odds of me receiving some gluck from a woman who's prettier than I am handsome? What are you doing to assure that I receive a gluck from a woman who is prettier than I am handsome? That's it. Like that's what brings the boys to the yard, is the possibility of it. Imagine going to a casino and nobody hits the jackpot ever. Now, if you go to a casino, chances are, you're not going to hit it. But if you look around and you see somebody, win that, $50,000, you like, oh, okay. I'm gonna keep playing. Maybe that'll be me one day. But you don't even see it. You don't even see the bells ring. High-paying job surfing. Yeah, that's what people are doing now. What are you talking about? Focusing your career. You know how many startups end? Like, I mean, the places I mentioned were like 5 Fortune 500 companies. Most there's startups that just end. I remember seeing carbon copies in elementary school. Absolutely. Like, yeah, times change, Sex handshakes are immediate. are meaningless acts of, what's that? Vicinity, i.e., co-worker working late together. Okay. Okay. I mean, I work from home, so yeah, and that's another thing. All right, let's go to the video. Let's go to the video about Kendra G's event. Hit the like button while I bring this up. All right. What is that? So this came up in my feed because I was what happened? Is this the one I was looking for? Nope. Okay, this came up in my feed because I was talking about the pink pill the other day, and I was looking at her stuff, and that's how the algorithm works. And apparently, there's some rainbow dude that's just big up in. It's weird, but anyway, I don't know what's rainbow people's. Well, I do, and I talked about it in previous videos, but it is annoying that they try to manipulate um, non-rainbow relationships. All right, hit the like button.
For a very long time, but I'm finally going to talk about it. Kendra G's gathering in Philadelphia was empty, and I believe I walked past. It was like, and the crazy thing is, I was with my man. I was on a date. That's the crazy thing about it. When did I walk past? It was like in the middle.
Oh, I'm walking through the Kindra G Singles Live Philly, and nobody is there, y'all. Hold on, look.
Yeah, that is pretty damn empty.
Going closer to the end, right? So I walked past, and it was like a big old Kendra sign out there, and I wanted to meet Kendra. Like, that's what I went for. I wanted to meet Kendra, and he's like, he didn't really know who Kendra was, but I was telling him who Kendra was, and I was like, I want to meet Kendra. So I go down there and I walk in. I didn't record when I was walking there, but I did record me walking past and leaving. And the girl at the front desk was like, Kendra is not here. Kendra didn't show up. I said, okay, well, this is it? She was like, this is it. Like, this is. And I said, well, did a lot of people leave? And she said, no. Like, because I thought I got there on the tail end of the party. And she was like, no, it wasn't a lot of. But what the part that got me is she said only 2 men walked in. It's been nothing but women there all night. As you can see in the video, it's nothing but women. As I was counting in the video, it was like 14 women. And then that's not even including the women that were in the back. It was like groups of women in the back getting drinks. And it was 2 men.
Okay. 14 women, 2 men. That's that 7-to-1 that they're always talking about. Listen. Those 2 men, even with those odds, are not going to get a gluck gluck from a woman who is prettier than they are handsome. Those 2 men represent the 2 men that don't know that. On the surface, it seems like that's a good thing. Like, oh yeah, the odds are in my favor. The odds are not in your favor. Out of the 14 women there's probably like 1 that is actually serious. That's actually serious. The others are looking for attention. They want to have a story to tell their other girlfriends. And now they have that story. They want to say, like, oh, this dude had the audacity. He had mustard on his shirt. Like, oh, this dude, they just want to have a dating story without actually having to go on a date. See, understand what speed dating is. Speed dating is a date that you don't have to be invited to. I'm going to repeat that. Speed dating is a date that you don't have to be invited to. One more time. Speed dating is a date that you don't have to be invited to. Which means is every now and again, women feel a need to date. And they just feel a need to get out the house. And that's why they're going. Are they looking for love? Nope. Are they looking for, are they looking for dating, mating, and relating? No, they're not. Exactly, Zone. They're going there for the plot. They're going there so in 10 minutes they can get a story so they can tell their friends. And then maybe, you'll get a connection or a call back or something like that. But that's just because they want to build out more of the story. They get off on stories of rejection. Men are sick of it. That's why only 2 of them win. Those 2 have yet to realize. And it takes something like that. It takes going to an event with 14 women and 2 guys and still not adequately matching, gluck, for them to realize, something? I could have been at home scratching my ass. And it's itching me now. They could have been doing that, but instead, I bet you next event is going to be one.
And the part that kills me is that one of the men, right? And this is when women say they don't compete for men, it kills me because deep down inside they do. They just put it in the front and say they don't, but they do in real life. Outside, right? One of the men pulled up in a black Bentley truck, like while I was at the desk because he was looking for parking. So another man pulls up in a Bentley truck and walks to the front, and everybody got up out their seats, looking up, looking at the door. Everybody. He walked in, he looked around, he walked up and talked to the DJ. All the women eyes was on him. He was he was a tall just. So I'm thinking in my head, this is Kendra's show in real life. All of the women are looking for this small selection of men. The 6 foot, that was the 6 foot 6-figured man they all were looking for. That was him. And they all was. And I'm standing there, I'm looking. I swear I'm looking. And
so this wasn't Philly. I wonder was Obsidian one of those 2 guys?
He talks to the DJ and they cacking it up and he just walks right on out and they watched him walk right on out. And I was like, you can't tell me men at the prize, child. You can lie and say they aren't, but women outnumber men so bad.
Oh my gosh. And this is where I disagree with her. I mean, I was with her all the way up until here and after here, but this has nothing to do with women outnumbering men. This has absolutely nothing to do with women outnumbering men. Okay. And I hope she's listening. I sent her a message on her thing. So I hope she's listening. But here's the truth of it. This whole women outnumbering men. When you look up, in fact, I'll look it up now. Male to female ratio in Philadelphia. I can tell you it's not 7-1. Okay. All right. So it's not even 2-1. It is 8.68 or 86.8 men to 100 women, meaning that if you have an event and everybody went, like in this proportion, it would be 100 women and 86.8 men, which means that it'll be 86 men and a short cripple. That is what you would have at that event. but it's not really working like you know, it's not just like it was 13 more women. No, it was 7 times more women. So you got to ask yourself, what's happened to all the other men? Where are all the other men gone to? Here's the truth of it. And this is what women are either deliberately hiding, they don't want to admit, or some of them, and I think that's the case here, they simply don't know. And that is that there is a much higher ratio of family ready men versus family ready women. See, this is just 100 women. Take out all the women over, let's just say 42. And I'm being generous. I could say 35. I could say 35. Just completely take out all the women who are above the age of let's say 40. Just completely take off. Now think about it. Their lifespan, I think, is like in their 80s. So, which means that half of them, more than half of them, are 40 plus. Of this 100 women, more than half of them are 40 plus. Once again, of these 100 women, more than half of them are 40 plus, which means that more than half the women off rip are not family ready. You cannot start a family with them. Now, men in the same age, even if he's 80, you can start one with him. So basically, you have a situation where men who are ages, 18 to 80 are looking for women who are ages 18 to 35. So that's it. That's all. Like that right there that takes away the whole notion of more women than men. There are more fertile men in Philadelphia than there are fertile women. And then you have, and then you take away 80% of that because of the fat chicks, and you're not really left with much. Now, this guy that walks in, right? I'm willing to bet. And this isn't, listen, I know 6-figure dudes that are 6 foot, they thirsty too, and this is not the first 6-figure, 6-foot dude that they have come across. Each and every single one of these women that just looked up at the dude like they're a mew cat, they are not, what do you do? Okay. They have curbed a guy with similar stats at some point in their life recently. Each and every one of those 14 women have curbed a guy who is both 6 foot and 6 figures. So they're not interested in his stats. They're interested in the fact that he's not interested because they're stupid. They're interested in the fact that he's not interested. And then there's also pre-selection. One woman stands up, and of course the other women are going to stand up because now it's a competition. Now it's like, whose nana is the best? If I get at him, I beat out all the other 13 girls. So it's really more of that than everything that she says, like, they're just starving for somebody who's 6 foot. No, it's not like that. And dude is thinking, and this really is indicative of the dating market, the modern dating market. Hit the like button. And that is, you bought a Bentley for this? There it is. There it is. I have a modest nerd vehicle. I do. Could I break the bank and drive a Bentley? Absolutely. Will I? Hell no. What would that Bentley get me? Actually, I don't even know how much a Bentley costs. Maybe I could, maybe I couldn't. But what would that Bentley get? Like, the fact that I have to ask means I'm not going to do it. What would that Bentley give me? It didn't give him shit. It got him. It got him looked at by a bunch of broads he's not interested in. I repeat, it got him looked at by a bunch of broads he's not interested in. Now, I could see if when the video I did a couple of days ago on Daily Wrap-Up Crew, those were some cuties. Now, if I seen dudes with Bentleys walking around with that entire cast waiting to take turns, like on rotation, then maybe it might be worth it. But in all actuality, it's not. I mean, it's those girls, the girls on the Daily Wrap-Up Crew are still going to say, oh no, I'm looking to explore myself, or some foolishness that dumb broads say. That was a waste of Bentley. And people typically see the person before they see the car. Like the days, unless, shout out to Oakland, unless you are in the sideshow, which is something similar to what y'all seen in the original Fast and Furious movies, except it's not racing, but it's just a display of automotive acrobatics. But it's unless you're mobbing it there, then you probably is just wasting. Like, what are you gonna meet a woman and she's like, oh, you're 6 foot, don't give a shit. She's gonna shoot you down, and she's just going to happen to be in the. I mean, like your entire pickup is relegated to the parking lot. You actually have to be in the parking lot by your vehicle, hoping that a baddie sees you walk into the video and come a running. You bought that for that? That is what he's thinking. He is thinking like, oh, I should have bought a Ford. That is what he is thinking. And just the fact that he went to the event. He went to the event looking for booty. Means that you have wasted the Bentley. I hope he didn't rent that crap so he could really just stunt. Like, it means that you race it. Okay, quick story, right? I used to work in the gas stations. I used to work at a gas station, right? And this was right when that song Hot Boys came out. Hot Boys. Because they said Lexus Jeep in the Benz Jeeps, looking real, something, with that platinum V sauce. So it's that song. And, everybody wanted, that's when vehicles like that were real popular. And that's when the Cadillac Escalade, that combined with Hood Rich by, what is it, the Bee Gees, I think, and Birdman. But anyway, so it was right around that era in time. I don't know the year, but I was working at a gas station. And this dude had a Lexus Jeep, right? And he had some cuties in it too. So I'm looking at the screen and it kept rejecting. Like, he put the card in, it reject. And ours did like a little ring every time that happened. So I'm pissed because sometimes they want you to go out, and I don't want to do that. Yeah, big timers, exactly. So and I don't want to do that. So I'm like, okay. And then I seen him coming in, right? And he said to me, he was like, hey, what's up with number 4? I was like, well, it said the car's not running. He was like, oh, for real? He was like, all right, And it was like a ridiculously low amount. Like I'm not even gonna say the amount because I don't remember. But look up the time period that those songs came out, and then cross-reference to how much gas cost at that point. And he bought like 1.5 gallons of gas with the Cadillac Escalade, and you know that burns gas. So this dude, he was going to just pump like 1.5 gallons of gas in the Escalade, hoping that he had enough gas to get some, take away the G from gas. He was hoping. And you want to know what I bet you he did? I wasn't like staring at the dude like this, but I have done this too. I have been, let's say, short funded in my youth. When I only had like $5 to put in the tank, and it would take like 20 seconds to pump, I still stood there and pretended like I was pumping for a good 4 or 5 minutes. I didn't want to, just because I could only put like $5 in that tank, I didn't want to look like I was putting $5 in the tank. So I just stood there a little bit afterwards. This was when it was a lot of beautiful women everywhere. Yeah, I was fronting. Exactly. I was fronting. And women do it too. They just do it different. I'll tell that story later. Actually, I'm going to tell that story. I'm going to tell that fronting story. I was 16 when I realized how bad they front. I'm going to tell that story on my members only. So sign up, become a member, and I'll tell y'all that story. But anyway, what I talk about doing the cat? Oh, so like, listen, is it worth it? Maybe it was worth it back then because you have the very vehicle that the music is talking about. But I could tell you it's not worth it now. These chicks are, really trying unsuccessfully to get their own Bentley just to say that it's ridiculous now. It's not worth it. And besides, back then, women were a lot hotter. Don't think that you're going to get a Bentley today and think you're going to get the same results that a Cadillac Escalade yielded, way back when, 20 years ago. Women have become extraordinarily less hot. So it's not even worth it. They're not even worth the Bentley.
Especially popular urban areas in Philadelphia. Even when
Okay, so let me respond to this. It says, in my teenage years where I'm from, we could still pump before pay, and we just steal gas. Okay, that's weird. And maybe they did that here before I became of driving age. But Melody told me a story. Sweet Melody Media, y'all see her in the chat room from time to time. She has her own channel. Told me that in Jersey, where she's from, they pump the gas for you. Like, it's full service. I haven't seen a full service station in decades here, but she said it's full service, meaning that a person comes and pumps your gas and you don't have to tip them. That's just their job. So you could just stay in the car the whole damn time. So places are different. I mean, I would be shocked if somebody came out and pumped gas. I mean, I was in Texas not too long ago, and gas was like ridiculously cheap.
but even when you watch Kendra G's show, there are more women on the show. Kendra say this all the time. There are more single women than men. There are more single women than men. There are more single women than.
No, There are more single women active on the dating sites than men. And that's because the thing that men really want, black women don't offer. Even when they have it. Beauty, youth, fertility. Even when they have those three things, they wait until they don't, and then they get on the dating market. They wait until they no longer have beauty, youth, and fertility, and then they get on the dating market, hoping to, spray their last three eggs. It's like, listen, how could you screw that up? How could you screw that up? You have to be a spectacular F up. So it's not that, it's more of them. I mean, it's just that we don't want a particular type. And then you would think that, the remainder are, good practice, but they're not even good at being side pieces. And I said that yesterday. They're not even good at being for the streets. They're not even good jump offs. They're bad on every level. It's like, listen, if you're gonna be a slut, do what sluts do. Okay. And this is fun. It's actually, I'm gonna say this because I was talking to Bernard about that maybe like 10 days ago, like a week and a half ago. By the way, he's doing fine. He's doing well. New chapter in his life. Anyway, a better chapter in his life. Anyway, I've recently come to realize, and it was white women that made me realize this, or it was a white woman movie that made me realize this, that the definition of slut has changed. The definition of slut has changed. And what I've come to realize is that women are now calling themselves, actually, I'm not going to say it again because of the algorithm, but women are now calling themselves SLUT. SLUT. They're calling themselves that even when they are not having S, the E, the X. Even when they're not having the S, the E, the X. They could go like 6 months without having the S, the E, the X, and then still call themselves a real true SLUT. And I'm like, wait, what? It's weird. So the women in question, they were, they dress like it, and they had a YouTube channel that talked about it. It was on that Netflix show with I think her name is Christine Bell or something like that. So it was on that Netflix show. I binged it or something, right? Or binged a couple episodes, and they had this podcast, and I was like, wait, unless you're out there, you're not a real true SLUT. But the show was like, I'm so SLUTE. I'm so T-he-he. Look at my dress. I'm so SLUTE. It's like, what? They have changed the definition. So my point is that the SLUTs are not SLUTing. It's weird. Okay, I understand this. But if you are the N word, then you can use it. You actually have to be qualified to use it. That's why all hell breaks loose when somebody who's not qualified uses it. Or calls themselves it. You actually have to be it. The thing is that they are not it. All right. By the way, for those of you who don't know, I am a freak. I'm a outlier when it comes to bedroom activities. Not a good thing and not a boast. That doesn't mean I'm particularly good at it. It doesn't mean that I am adept at achieving the goal more so than anybody here. It just means that I have an imagination in those regards. Now, as a result, I meet women who say that they are a freak as well. And then when I casually inquire about their freak resume, like what makes them a freak, it's always something real basic and stupid that every broad does. It's like, wait, what? It's like, that's not the whole definition. People need to get definitions right. That's what it is. Wait, what? He has his pervert spirit under control and not get out of hand. What's a pervert spirit? Okay.
And men. If you look at Kendra G's video, scroll down, I counted it. I'll do what y'all want with that information. But it was just a funny sight to see. I honestly believe dating is dead. I don't think people should date. I think dating is dead. I don't think you should date. If you already haven't found your partner and you know you're superficial, just have hookups and call it a night.
The hookups aren't hooking up. See, the 14 women who went, likely were just trying to capitalize off of the man's desire to hook up. So they can have a story to tell, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So they can have a plot. I see you, Zone. So they can have a plot. But she says, just stop dating. And I see her logic in that because, and the men have. See, for her to say, like she said before, and this is the one thing I don't agree with, that, there are more women than men, and that's why it was like that. No, it's because the men did what you said. They have stopped dating. They have stopped dating because it's an exercise of futility for them, and it's a waste of time. We don't want a story to tell. We do not want a story to tell, nor do we really want to hear other men's story, unless it's a story of a gluck gluck. But I mean, I don't listen to the homie speed dating stories unless it ends in a gluck gluck. Exactly, Jabrani. Exactly. They have bastardized the term slut, and they just have it's like, listen, like they could actually walk up to you and be like, I'm a slut, and then have like a 3-date rule. It's like, wait, what? Do you know what that means? Because to them, they think it means it's a style of dress, or it's a style of dress and a series of flirtatious behaviors. It's not that. That's not what that means. Words have meaning. You just told me that you DTF. Come to find out, you say that because you're from Dallas Fort Worth. Like, shut up.
Just have hookups and call it a night. That's just me personally. Because most people are superficial, whether they like to say it or not. But yeah, that was it. The 6'6" figured man walked through, saw the women that was up for grabbing, didn't choose any, and walked right on out. I was shocked. I thought more men was gonna come out, especially the men that be in the comment section. But I'm not gonna lie, Kendra dating show does not have the good. I wouldn't go to an event for Kendra anyway. I was going to be fucking nosy, and I was with my man. But I feel like the people who are on her show, they're not good dating options. Like, they're not good dating options. like even if you
So I cover Kendra's show on Melodies. When we do, I do a show called Checkmate, and it's me and Melody Media, and she brings up a Kendra G clip, and I watch it with her. I watch it for the first time. She already seen it, and then we go over it together. You know, so it's a very fun show. So tune in from time to time. And that's really the only time I see it. And yeah, it is not the best. It's not the best. And I'll leave it at that.
watch her show, like the men and women that goes up there.
Oh, and then there's the Pineapple Show. So the Pineapple Show, in fact, I'm gonna cue that up just so y'all see what I'm talking about. The Pineapple Show, it really just highlights a woman's desire to have a story to tell. And that story never ends good for you. It never ends with the cluck cluck. It never ends with the cluck cluck from a woman who's prettier than you are handsome. Do I say that men aren't getting that gluck gluck? Nah, they are. And some of them rarely are getting it from a woman who's prettier than she is handsome. But typically it's happening with, women who are on this guy's same level or is less attractive. All right, let me just look that up.
They're not good options to choose from. Nobody on there is healed. So I can imagine what it was like in real life. I just thought more men would be there. That's all. That was just me. I thought more men would be there. I thought it would be an equal event. But to see if it was full with women, this is not my first time hearing about this, but I'm just being.
It ended abruptly. It ended abruptly. So if you want to come on my show, you're welcome to, and say what else is on your mind. I want to see where you were going with that. So let's see. No one wants to be told repeatedly that they don't qualify by someone lonely and unqualified. Now that's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, I can see that. And that's an honest perspective. He's saying, like, listen, why go to that? Yeah, because basically modern women standards are a lot high. Ooh, got my own thing here. Cool. It's a lot higher than what they offer. And that's why Kevin Samuels was so popular, because he highlighted that on the show. He showed the proof. It's like, okay, these women are average at best, demanding exceptionalism. So average women really think that they're above average men. And that sentiment, I'm sure, is personified at these speed dating events. A guy comes in, he says, "Hey, I'm a 6'2". I'm average. I'm an average guy as well." She's like, "Oh yeah, no," because average, economically speaking, is not six figures. I think six figures, you're like in the top 80 something percentile. Don't quote me on that, but I think that the way the economy is right now, you're not the top 1%, but if you're at the bottom of the six figure thing, but you're still you're definitely not average. So it's I could see why that's that. All right, Kevin Samuels spoke the truth. Kindra G tries to denies he was right, but constantly uses his talking points. Well, I think she's in time learning to realize how prophetic he was. Dating is not dead, but modern women, let's see, finessing men is over. Well, yeah, I mean, it is a lot harder to get a man's time and attention. It is a lot harder for a woman to get a man's time, money, and attention. Absolutely. Let's see. Not to say that they don't get it, but I'm just saying it's a lot harder. All right, let's see. I'm a man and I never go to singles mixers. It's like going to one long job interview. Yeah, I guess if it's speed dating, it's a series of job interviews to places that aren't hiring. You're going on job interviews to places that are not hiring. They just like interviewing people so they could talk about the interviews later or whatever reason. Who knows? All right, let's see. I watched the Pop the Balloon show. You'll see my men don't bother going to these things. 5'1", women saying 6'2", man, is too short as well. Yeah, the Pop the Balloon show at least is somewhat balanced. But that's another example. Like the women on the Pop the Balloon show, like, do anybody actually plan to find love that way? Like, How I Met Your Mother, she didn't pop the balloon. Like, well, come on now. You're right. There's more single women than men, and it doesn't matter how attractive / unattractive the women are. They all think they qualify for tall, dark, and handsome. Good point. Good point. All right, here's one I should reply to. Let's see. Thank you for keeping it real. Men are the prize. They take the burden, risk, and responsibility of courting, dating, leading, so on and so forth. The woman who knows, no. All right, let's hear a response. 6 foot, 6 figure are the prize. They ignored the DJ and he was there somewhat mingling too. Okay. So that proves my point. That those guys, those two guys didn't, or at least one of the two guys didn't get any action. One of the two guys did not get any action. And they made it a point to ignore him. How do you ignore somebody on a speed dating event? That means you're deliberately trying to make it as awkward as possible. Hit the like button. Okay, and then he responds, right now, that's until women realize that a regular good man is better than no man at all. No, not to these broads. Not to these broads. Not to these broads. And I wish that men would take up that stance. Then you probably really would be the prize. No, a regular... What are you talking about? A good man is better than no man. No, they are happier with no man than a man that they are not fully interested in. I do believe a good man is a prize. Good is so subjective. I can agree with that. Okay, then stop looking only to the extent. Oh gosh, this... Stop. Listen. If you're an ugly ninja, don't sound like an ugly ninja. Like, stop looking only to the exterior of the guy and start going for the interior. Ain't that up? Dude, you sound like a straight up ugly ninja. You do. You sound like a straight up ugly ninja. That's the type of crap they say. Because that's the type of crap ugly broads say. That's how they talk. Like, you need to look at my inner beauty. Leslie Jones, if you don't get your gorilla looking ass out my face. Oh, don't think I forgot about you, Leslie Jones. We got some talking to do. Thank you for your honesty. Ladies, you did this to yourselves. We got the message. If you're 6 foot and 6 figures, stay home. Stay at home. Why? These men are in short supply. Go ahead and enjoy fighting for him. You know, and this is one thing I didn't like about Obsidian. Listen, there's always going to be a better, a more eligible person than you. Don't harp on it like, oh, a woman isn't bad for wanting that person. Okay, full disclosure. I have met people, I've met YouTubers, I met non-YouTubers and stuff, through my GameChanger channel. No one has ever called me ugly. That being said, I can definitively say, in both high school and college, I was rarely, if ever, and probably never, the most handsome dude in my crew. And that's what it is. Like, and I didn't fault the women who were into, first of all, the most handsome dude is not always going to be the most eligible. There are like, just because he just so happened to be that pretty boy of the group, it doesn't really mean that he gets the most play. There's other factors, there's status and all kind of other stuff that goes into it. But nevertheless, I'm not going to fault a woman for liking that, because I know what I like. Thank you, lady, for putting this out in the video. This video is getting, all right. Let's see. Ain't nobody checking for the ass. Good point. Except that DJ. I mean, listen, the thing about the DJ is, and I don't think that it was anything like bad about him. I think that like the fact that you're here, you already lost points. They know that they want what they can't have. And if you're at a speed dating event, it means that they can have you, and they already lost interest. The JJ has already dried up just by virtue of you being there. Which means that they went there subconsciously. They went there with the intention, knowing that it was going to dry up. All right. I don't even know why you women support Kendra. She acts like she's better than you all in your face. Yeah. So to the person that says, no man is better than, or a regular good man is better than no man, tell that to Kindra G herself. All the women on Kindra G show are trash. If I want to laugh, I watch Kendra G. Yeah. I mean, Kendra G did take up Kevin Samuel's model and letting Black women show how trashy they are. Just like all the dating show, the Pop the Balloon show, 20 versus 1, 90% of women will reject 90% of men. Okay. That's 95%, but I get what you're saying. You literally couldn't pay me to be at a Kendra G. No, trust me, I would be there. I would be there because I just like seeing stuff happen. I just like seeing stuff happen. Maybe it's because, my mother was a woman, and, maybe some of her DNA got into me, and I'm looking for stories. It's like, okay, something strange is going to happen if I'm here long enough, and I have to go to see what strange happens. All right, let's see. A lot of us don't want to do dating tryouts. We just want a woman to be ours and keep it pushing. Yeah, they're not good for that either. All the other chit is a waste. This internet error, blah, 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 blah. Okay. All right. Let's see. She responded to these. All right, let's see. You thought more men would be there? LAMO. No man wants a woman that's been on the Kindra G show. LOL. To be honest, I did. Before my boyfriend could park, I was already walking because I was always walking back outside the place. It was empty. I really wanted to meet Kendra, but she wasn't there either. I could have sworn she showed up for the one in Dallas. Maybe. A guy's users your video has 30K. Yeah. So I made sure I gave you a chance to come on my show or whatever. Social media is weird like that. Okay. Let's see the other one. The last one she responded to. Any women under 25 without children? Ah, good question. Good question. Good question. And not fat. But this proves that men want younger, hotter, sexier. But he forgot the last one, childless. Says sure, or well, yeah, he didn't even ask for hotter, sexier. He just said younger and childless. He didn't even go for the hotter, sexier. Sure, it's plenty if you're successful enough for one. Oh, holy crap. Yeah, come on my show. Come on my show. How successful? Because the question I would ask you is how successful do you have to be to qualify for a woman who is 25 without children? Now, notice he didn't say, you know, Chloe Bailey. He didn't even, well, Haley Bailey got children. She has a child. You know, he didn't even say like something spectacular. He didn't even say, I think Kelly Stamps is over 25. But you know, he didn't ask for the prom queen. He just said 25 and no children. I want to know what the success bar is. I am curious. I am curious what you think that just for those two criterias, what the success bar is for that. Please and thank you. Tell me. Okay. Oh, so she's responding to somebody that's not there anymore. I get it. Okay. Some people didn't watch the videos. Okay, so yeah, that is a question I would ask for her. But she's basically saying, you know, 25 and childless is rare, and therefore you have to be successful to qualify for that. So I want to ask her that, and then I will ask somebody like, you know, Zoom to Thailand. How successful do you have to be for a 25-year-old childless woman in Thailand? You know, or in Brazil or Colombia or wherever, you know, brothers like to go. Panama, like how successful do you have to be there? I didn't have to be that successful when I was 25, just saying. All right, now we're going to explore the pineapple show for a bit. Okay. I haven't clicked. I don't really watch the pineapple show like that. So notice that it's not the red bar underneath it. But I will say this. For one, Melly Monaco could get it. And for two, they rarely look like they photo. I mean, well, I shouldn't say that they don't look like they photo. I'm going to say that it's always a significant drop. A significant drop from the photo to what they actually look like. So I'll go with the first one. You know, she looks like she's all half black and Asian, and click on it. By the way, that's what online dating is like. That's the first thing you're gonna notice. You're gonna look at the picture and then you're gonna look at her, and it's gonna be like a drop. You see that? I mean, don't get me wrong. The titties are still tittying. You know, the face is still facing, but it's just like a drop. Now, this one I could definitively say it's not a significant drop. It's not like a huge drop. Okay, so somebody says, isn't she engaged to Gilbert Arenas? I think so. I think I seen her post, and yeah, I think she did say something like that. So, and I don't blame him or her. I said it when I first seen the show. I wanted to lick her eyelids. So I get if she's married to like a famous dude. You know, I'm assuming he's an athlete. I get if she, you know, I mean, she got options. So yeah, yeah, and I like her accent. All right, let's see how she behaves on the date. Let's see what this guy. Somebody says Shody Blasian. Yes. So as far as mix of people goes, the best mix of two human beings, as far as physical beauty goes, is when the father is black and the mother is Filipina. And yeah, I haven't seen that go wrong. But then again, I haven't seen an ugly Ethiopian either. So yeah. Um, well, I have, but you know, they be having flies on their face and they're their kids. But no, like regular, I haven't seen like a regular ugly. In real life, I haven't seen an ugly Ethiopian.
Oh, well, thank you, sir. All right, let's see. We got Christopher. Hi, Christopher.
Hey, how y'all doing? Hi, Lena.
Hi,
Good. How are you?
Oh, he looks real African.
I didn't know you were gonna be live tonight, so I just wanted to stop through. I just got in, so I have some stuff I need to do. But I'm gonna give you briefly, you know, a little bit about me. I'm 49. I have two daughters, age 15 and 16, and I own 4 businesses. I'm actually trying to open 3 more, but I don't have enough help. You know how that is. So doing this stuff on my own, and then it gets overwhelming. And so I just bought another calendar to add to my first calendar that I have to try to keep up with the dates and stuff like that.
Right. No, I get it.
And it's also hard to trust people, you know. So
I don't know what this dude is talking about. Not to knock him. I think he'd probably be. First of all, she knows that it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But what does he mean 2 calendars? Don't you have like an infinity calendar on your computer? And your phone? Seems like you just confuse yourself more with 2 calendars. That's not, like I'm so busy I needed 2 calendars. Like do you have a 2025 and a 2026 calendar? Is that what you mean? Okay. That is leading with your wallet babble. Yeah, okay. It is babble, but I am gonna say that I don't see anything, fellas. Lead with whatever you got to get what you want. Lead with whatever you got to get what you want. Lead with that. If you just so happen to be a wallet dude, lead with it. If you just so happen to be like 6'14", lead with it. If you just so happen to be a bruised knuckle brother, then lead with it. Yeah, that's my philosophy. Like, lead with whatever you got. If you happen to be like the prettiest dude on the block, lead with that. Lead with whatever you got. You know, if there's a chick that just so happens to love Sagittarius and you happen to be a Sagittarius, lead with that. Hey, I am not going to get into any dude's magnums. I am not going to block, your box of magnums, dude. I mean, hey, if you just so happen to be like a money bag dude, then leave with it. Then lead with it, Me, I'm a funny dude. You think I don't lead with that? You think I don't lead with wit and humor? Yeah. Lead with what you got.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to find good people.
And intelligence. I'm a smart dude too. Leave with what you got.
To work for you.
Oh, I've been there.
That?
Trust me.
Yeah.
And I'm still going.
Can I ask you, when is your birthday?
My birthday is February 21.
February 21. Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm December 15th.
Okay,
I didn't use
winter babies.
Yeah, I didn't used to be big on that, but I started looking at my exes I used to date, and then I started seeing some patterns. And then...
Okay. I'm not a dating coach. I'm just going to critique this brother. He's talking more, not letting her talk. That's one. And he's going to burn himself out. Like he is. Like the day that she's born is not a topic of conversation. And his flow is indicative of somebody who doesn't have a who's scripted, and that's why he's talking and not letting her talk, because he don't want to go too far off the script that he has. And that's why I don't really I don't really recommend dating coaches, because all they could do is give you like a template and a script, but you're going to have to go off of that. She's not going to say whatever lines you have for her in the script, and she's going to want to talk. So yeah, it's gonna, I'm curious. And then I'm gonna say something after this, because I know what she's doing. I know what Melly Monaco is doing. I know what Melly Monaco wants her to do. All right.
And I started looking into it because I'm not one of those like spooky type of people or whatnot, So,
yeah.
So I've been alone for 4 years, but I kind of like it that way. It's less drama,
Then why are you here? Dang. See, the more you talk, the more opportunity you give them to. You've been single for 4 years, but I like being single. Then why are you here? What the hell?
So, issues and stuff like that, whatever you call it. So right now I'm in Arkansas, but I've lived in like 5 different states, but I have land and property in all those states that I used to live. So I plan on doing the same thing here. I'm pretty laid back. You would never know anything about me unless you learn me or get to know me, because looking at me or just seeing me from a distance, people they don't know. They really don't have a clue unless I say something out my mouth. I'm pretty cool, laid back. Some people think I'm shy. Some people think I'm quiet. But I know a lot.
Well, what do you think you are? That's what matters.
I think I'm an important person.
Okay.
That was my forehead. I didn't smack a kid right now. That was my forehead. Okay. All right.
I'm important to the people who I'm important for, like for instance, my daughters. I have 2 daughters.
I can like that.
And of course my other family that look up to me and stuff like that. So when I go home and visit them, they always have a lot to look forward to, so.
Okay.
Yeah. Where do you reside?
I am in Virginia, in the Hampton Roads area. Are you familiar with like Virginia Beach?
I heard about Virginia. I know about the DMV. I've been to DC. I've been to Virginia. I've been to New York. I've been to New Jersey. So
that's great.
And I know people out there. So I've pretty much been over there.
Okay, cool. So what would like a day-to-day look like for you, Christopher?
A day-to-day is kind of like is grinding every day. And I just recently got into cryptocurrency. So I'm learning the ins and outs of that. I had like 4 different accounts. I lost a lot, but I'm learning. So, but it takes money to make money.
Oh my gosh, this is grueling. this is grueling. No wonder that's what they go. They go for stuff like this. This is why they go to speed dating events. So unfortunately, guys like this, um, will shoot their shot and then they go back into their friends. He was like, yeah, then he was like, I'm in the cryptocurrency. And then I said, what's in, how do you judge yourself? He says, I'm an important person. They go back and oh crap.
Wait, really quick. What do you mean by you have 4 different accounts? What do you?
So crypto, when you're dealing with cryptocurrencies, they have different trading exchanges or different companies that allow you to exchange. So, in order for
platforms you're talking about?
No, not forex.
No. Platforms. I said.
Yeah, platform.
Okay.
And so you can only max out sometimes at a certain amount. So to make my money work more for me, I open different accounts, if that makes sense.
And you said you lost them?
No. I've lost some money.
Oh, okay. I thought you said you lost the accounts, and I was like, oh goodness.
No, I didn't lose the accounts, but just doing transactions in them and stuff like that. Because a lot of it is not straightforward. You really have to know what you're doing, and if you don't, you can get caught up really, really quick. So
yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, any other questions you have for me? Oh, you say you 5'4", and I wasn't here at the beginning.
Well, I guess finish.
No, she's Blasian. So, and that's a fair question that you asked there. But what you got to do is you got to look at her titties. Very important. You got to look at her titties. Have you ever seen an Asian woman with titties like that? Have you ever seen an Asian woman with titties like that? And there's your answer. So no, she's not Asian. She's Blasian. If I had to guess such a thing.
Finishing out the part of your day, I guess that's what I was kind of waiting
Oh,
for.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah. So a typical day for me, I would find out what my day would look like based off my calendar, because I schedule all my appointments depending on which business that it is. And based off of that, then I would arrange my day around that. But I make sure I get enough rest, and I make sure I get enough exercise and water, right type.
This is freaking. I never seen a rocket crash. I haven't seen a rocket crash. I know that they did, and I know that that was a thing like in the 50s. I know like like between the 50s and the 60s before they got the science down to a science. I know that it happened. And maybe it happened in recent times, but to be perfectly honest, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. And trust me, I am a twisted person. Like, okay. If I shared every stray thought that came to my brain, y'all would say, but everybody has like thoughts that they wish that they didn't think. I wish I didn't think this, but I did. And it wasn't something that I thought too hard about, but I really felt bad about myself after thinking it. I remember thinking that I wanted to see two blind people fight each other with a blind sticks, like Jedis. I wanted to see. I don't know why. Maybe because I seen like Stinkmeaner in on Boondocks, and there was a blind dude fighting with a stick, and I thought that was funny. I was like, man, it'd be funny to see two blind. So there's stuff I want to see, and then there's stuff I don't want to see. I don't want to see this brother crash like this. I really don't. I do not want to see this brother crash. I mean, I'm gonna do it for the sake of completing to see where this goes, completing the lessons. But this is a true crash. This is a true train wreck.
Lots of food and stuff like that. That helps me have energy throughout the day to keep going, because dealing with people, you will run out of a lot of energy, believe it or not.
What are your businesses? Like, what do you like about them?
What I like about them is they serve people. I like to be able to help people. And that's one of my things, so I don't want to be philosophical or spiritual or anything like this here on this platform, but all of my businesses cater to the needs of people.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to.
That's literally every business everywhere. Saying that my businesses cater to the needs of people is the equivalent to saying that my restaurant serves food. It is the equivalent to saying my restaurant serves food. Oh, brother, come on now. Do better. Do better.
Get into specifics because I'm not trying to put no shameless plug out there or anything like that. But if you want to know, you can actually contact me personally and you can find out. And these are very reputable and they're very well known. You can Google them and you can find them. So
I respect that.
And I never use my name. So those of y'all who want to Google and find out, you might find something, but you might not.
So who's Christopher Thomas? Why did you just tell Melly Monaco's falling asleep? Why did you just tell her to Google you and you'll find out, but I never use my name?
Yeah. Yeah, you know how people are, especially on Mel's platform.
Okay, Christopher. Okay, I feel we're talking too much about business. How about if she was your girl?
There we go,
what would you do to make her life
she gave
better?
him a lifeline. Thank you.
Well, I would help accent it. Like whatever it is she's doing, I will find out what it is and see how I can be an asset to it or help it grow or build it into something bigger. Because I'm always about the bigger picture. I don't want you to stay small. If I have it, you have it. You know what I mean?
No.
So I don't like to be with somebody who we're not working together.
Okay. I'm going to piss off a lot of people who are listening. So hit the like button now. But you Southern ninjas be getting on my nerve. You Southern ninjas. Jesus. Is she your helpmate or are you hers? Is she your helpmate or are you hers? Actually, I shouldn't even talk about Southern ninjas because it was a dude yesterday on my show that had a 510 area code, sipping real hard. That was terrible. So I can't even talk about Southern ninjas.
I think when you work together, it just all works. And if I put all my energy into you, you put all your energy into me, and that helps groom and water us, and we grow and we get stronger. Our bond gets stronger from that.
And this is why women date. This is why they go to speed dating events, just for stuff like this.
Right.
But I'm sorry, I just got in, so I really have to go. But I wanted to pop in because I seen the live and I seen a lovely, beautiful lady here. And
Thank you.
but I wish you the best. Maybe I'll reach out to you. I don't know if you have an Instagram or whatever. I'll check later. But very nice talking to you. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mel, as well.
Have a great evening, sir.
All right, you too.
You said sir.
I haven't watched this. I haven't watched this. Do you really? This dude needs to find a woman who is his speed. He needs to find an Arkansas woman who's like him. And what I mean by like him, I mean she don't have the personality to go on the Melly Monaco show to get attention from dozens of men. It does seem like your ideal woman is the more laid back homebody type, you know, that just likes the fact that you have 2 calendars. You know, yeah, it's. And then they just snickered and laughed the moment he got off the phone. Holy crap. Holy crap. This is why they date. It's all about the experience with Melly Monaco. The moment he got off the phone, it was like, and she just nodded and holy crap. Look at this. She's just nodding in polite smile because he don't know. He's a gentle soul. He's a gentle soul. And Jesus. We don't live in a gentle world. Like, this world isn't really a place for someone like yourself. And that's because she is a part of the world. And you're asking what can you do for her, not what she can do for you or what you're looking for. Because you didn't even ask about her because you don't care. You just want somebody pretty to be there. Yeah, so you're a gentle soul, and yeah, you need another gentle soul woman. This, you know, she's pretending. And that's what, look at this, bro. You know, watch this.
Nice talking to you. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mel, as well.
Have a great evening, sir.
All right, you too.
See, they start laughing. And then she threw in that dig. You know that was a dig. Have a great evening, sir. Okay, and this is not like when she said sir, that wasn't a shot at his age. That was a shot at his behavior, which is significantly older than his age. He does come across as a old soul or whatever you want to call that. Because that's what they do. They have 2 calendars. Like, he has very little understanding of digital technology. Like, if you walking around with calendars, what the hell? That is not something that young people do. I mean, really, at 49, you shouldn't be doing that. That's not a young person thing. Back when I online dated, right? That was a woman, a white woman, that lied about her age. Or maybe she told the truth. And maybe, no, she lied. She lied. And then I was talking to her, and she said, I never met her in person. I didn't even think what her age was. I didn't even think to ask. That's what it is. I didn't know her age. I didn't think to ask what her age was. But she said, I said, what's that sound? I heard something. She said, that's my electric blanket. And I forgot how old she was, but she was too damn old. If you are saying stuff like electric blanket, then you are old as hell. I repeat, electric blanket. I don't know anybody. I'm in my 40s. I'm not like a young dude, but even I've never used an electric blanket. It seemed like that's something that like came out in the 70s, and it just like lost its popularity, but some people remembered it. Like, I might as well say like, oh yeah, I'm playing with a Rubik's Cube, or I'm playing Atari. Like, hey, you want to play some video games? And then you just pull out an Atari. It's along those lines. It's like, oh crap, this person has an old soul. Like he might as well have been walking around with a Walkman on his ears. Like it's not, and that's why she's calling him sir, because he behaves about 10 to 15 years older than he is.
You said sir. We're in a business meeting or some shit. I don't know.
I mean, when I ask people day to day, I don't necessarily mean like work. I get everybody got to go to work, but it's like, what do you like? Do you go work out in the morning? Do you take time to like,
no,
you know what I'm saying? Like, just what does your evening look like? How do you like to relax? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, they don't get that. They want.
What do you like to do for fun? I guess those are things I guess I probably should ask a little bit.
Yes, they talk too much about their jobs.
Yeah,
and they want to show you that they make the 100K without saying it. I make it. Let's see.
Okay, so this is an instance where leading with the wallet backfires. Like I say, I'm not telling fellas to lead with their wallet. I'm saying use what you got to get what you want. Now, it backfired in this particular instance, and that's because he overdid it. He really overdid it. It's supposed to be something that comes up if she pushes it. Not if she asks, what do you do for a living? Not if she asks, what do you do for a living? Because you could always say like, yeah, I have a small business. But if she did, she'd be like, yeah, that small business just happens to have like, 12 chains throughout Arkansas and, stuff like that. There's a balance, and this poor guy, he's just not, it's not prepared. And they're laughing. These bros are laughing because they're evil human beings. I still lick her eyelids, but yeah.
Let's see who we got.
Oh my God, someone said his wife got home. Oh my God, they're terrible.
Maybe it's like, I just got in, I gotta go. I'm like, you just got in, where you gotta go?
Girl, all these people with no picture.
Yes. Troy is here. Hi, Troy.
What's happening? What's good?
I have an electric blanket and I'm 30. What trying to say, GC? I'm trying to say you an old ass 30-year-old. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say that you're too young for an electric blanket. What's wrong with you? Did your grandpappy give it to you? Like, was it in the wheel or something? Like, hey, I'm going to Josh. I bequeath my electric blanket. What in the world? Were you wrapped in an electric blanket as a baby? Why do you have an electric blanket? I don't even know if they make those. Where did you find it? Is it an heirloom? Yes, that's weird. That is weird. I stopped talking to that woman. I heard electric blanket. I'm like, oh, this bro old as hell. So now I'm thinking that she might not have been old. She just might have been like your sister or something. What kind of crap is that?
Hello. I can't.
No, my family member bought me one in my 20s. Were they old? Wait, what happened?
What's happening? What's good?
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh crap!
I can't.
I'm telling you, they are there to amuse themselves, and that's why dudes don't go. I don't know why they keep going on the Pineapple Show. You see, these chicks are just there to amuse themselves at your expense. She just instantly pineapple that dude, and all like that's just his genetics. Like, ah, crap.
Troy,
Girl.
you went fast for that
Okay.
one. What are your top 3 go-to R&B songs that set the mood?
I can say like albums.
Okay.
I love Division's album, their very first one. Who else? I love Usher, his Confessions album. I'm sorry. I love it.
Sure.
Damn it, I don't care.
Type music where it's really like helps to kind of
Questions for you. Community raising.
so people don't I could only afford to pay $800 a month in rent. So
Wait, she paid $100 a month in rent? Where does she live? In my sex dungeon? What in the hell? Anyway, notice that there are now long gaps. There's now long gaps on the Melly Monaco show. It used to be back to back to back. Dudes were getting rejected. But now there's long gaps. And that's why she prolonged that Arkansas guy. Because, you know, guys aren't going to the Melly Monaco show as much because they know how it's going to end.
I've been that girl that was making only probably $60,000 a year. But then I also decided to go to night school to better my life, to do more for myself and my son, to not only rely on his father's child support, to be able to sustain.
Holy crap. I'm glad I'm glad I pressed play right then and there. Listen me and listen me good. Listen me and listen me good. You should not be living off child support. You should not be living off child support. You should not be living off child support. Child support is to support whom? Whom? I'll wait. I'll wait. Oh, that's why she said she was paying $100 in rent. So she's on Section 8. Okay. So she's on Section. This is terrible. She is a terrible human being. And by the way, because people say stuff like, I had a dude that's new that don't understand me very well. He came in like, you act like you wouldn't hit that. Listen, yes, I would still smash. I'm not kicking her out my bed because she's a terrible human being. Why? Because most women are terrible human beings. I'm used to it. Okay? Like, so, but yeah, she's a terrible human being. Child support is for the children. And she says living off child support. So I bettered myself. Yes, when he paid the bill, it's easy to better yourself when somebody pays the bill. But men, you actually have to pay child support, which means that you're taking night classes between deliveries, as an Amazon driver and shit. You know, like you sitting there delivering and trying to, you know, listen to audio books of Machiavelli so you can pass humanities. Like that's what we got to do. But y'all can just like, oh, okay, I got my place, I got a steady income that if there's ever any interrupt in my income, he will go to jail. So I have a stable job that I don't have to actually work at. And with my abundance of spare time, I am going to go to school. And then come out like, yeah, I bettered myself. Shut the hell up. Like everybody allowed you to do this. And this is why I call crap on Obsidian. When he say stuff like, I'm 100% man here, she gonna be 100% gone. Fellas, listen to me and listen to me good. If you are footing the bill while she betters herself, meaning that I pay 100% of the bills, and she's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna cook, clean, suck, and gluck gluck for 4 years, and then after that, and I get my job, I'm going to graduate, leave you, and tell the world how awesome I am. That's what they're gonna do. How I did it by myself. That is the plan. Now, some guys are okay with that. Actually, for many guys, that's not a bad deal. It's like, listen, give me 4 years of what I want, and I'll pay for your schooling. Like that's a good deal for many guys. In exchange for youth and beauty. But Obsidian's not about that life. He's talking about he expects relationships to last and form out of a situation like that where, listen, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying don't do 100%. I'm saying do it intelligently, which is really how you should do everything. Do it strategically. Understand her point of view. It's like, okay, she needs somebody to support her as she finishes up school. And she just found some guy to give her, and trust me, I went to college, I graduated. Women and girls did do that. They did have sponsors through university. Is what it is. So my point in that is be intelligent when you do that. It's like, okay, this is going to be a full-time job, which means that you can't have another. And that's another thing. These bras were like, I'm 100% man, which means that, so she said she made like 60K, right? So say she had 100% man. So she don't have to pay any bills because she made 60K. So technically, I noticed this is an exaggeration, but after say 5 years of being with you, she has 300K. Oh, no, my bad. She has 300K minus taxes. It's like, you have to think about that. Like, while you're paying, she's saving. And once she reaches her save threshold, she's going to walk out like, yeah, I got my bag. She's going to take that 300K and call every dude out there broke. She got that 300K off of you. I don't want no scrubs. A scrub is a scrub, 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 scrub. She's going to be singing songs like that. Even though she got like a 60K job and didn't do anything special, but found this dude. So think before you 100K, before you fund somebody.
My own household by myself. Mm-hmm. I decided to educate myself and try to shoot for a different career that was a bit more, for me and my family. You know what I mean? So again, I respect everybody's questions in regards to that. But again, I think it's a matter of your exposure, resources, and your determination and drive to.
Good question. So the question on the table is, so how does a lady pay down her debt while in a relationship? How does she pay down her debt when she's not in a relationship? Let's start there. How does a lady, because they do that. Single women do pay off their debt, primarily student loan debt. How do they pay their debt off while they're not in a relationship? How was she paying her debt off before you met her? Is the question. See, no matter what, 50-50 does mean that you're saving. When you're single, you're paying 100% of your own stuff. When you're in a relationship, worst case scenario, you're paying 50-50, meaning that if your rent was $2,000, it's now $1,000. And you know what you could do with that extra $1,000? Say it with me. You know what you could do with that extra $1,000? Say it with me. Say it with me. Pay off your debt while in a relationship. So that's how they do it. And listen, this is not rocket surgery. You don't have to be a brain scientist. It's a very simple thing. GC, you might want to reconsider DoorDash. Why? Why? It seemed like a great way to make some extra money. If you think I was talking about DoorDash before, I was talking about Amazon delivery. I wasn't talking about DoorDash, but I mean, or you answer her question, how to pay off her debt. She works and saves her money while not in a relationship. So why can't she do that while in a relationship? She can. Nobody is stopping her from doing that. When does she get to save money for other things while in a relationship? I don't know what you're getting at. I think the questions when you ask them sounds different in your mind. And by the time they're texting said to me, it sounds weird. Like, listen, by being in a relationship, you lower your expenses. Even if you just have one Netflix account versus two, you are saving money in a relationship. So however you choose to distribute that is up to you. But if you have debt, then it would logically go towards that. And you could save for other things too, however you wish to do it. But you have more capital to do these things. It's yeah. Wait, what? I'm not paying for some jagoff to get my groceries. I'm a frugal man. Y'all tripping.
To get out of a different position. Some people are happy doing what they do, and that's fine. No shade to them. You know what I mean? But just for me, the way that my life is set up and things that I've gone through, I'm just in a different space.
%100% off this fruit.
For sure. Last question for you. Cybersecurity. How many kids? I want to know if she put her career before making a family.
No, I didn't start my career until about 10 years ago, you guys. I have a 15-year-old son. So I was in dentistry making only $17 an hour since I was 18 years old. And now, like I said, I'm 39 now, and I've just been in tech for 10 years. So, you know, like I said, I have my one child, but I'm also was very smart about not procreating unnecessarily unless it was with someone that was going to be my husband, and I don't have a husband.
Was he your husband? Okay. I don't like it when women try to live with no regrets. Because what that's saying is that you never made any mistakes, therefore you can't learn from your mistakes. If you look like that, and you are a 39-year-old single mom, you have made a lot of mistakes in life. The women who haven't made mistakes are your age with 3 to 4 kids with the guy that they have been in a relationship with for about 12 to 17 years. Don't say you did everything right. Clearly you didn't. You look like that. You look like that. Someone said, wait, how old is she actually? She's 39 years old, which means that she's actually in her early 40s. Okay, so 39 is the age, and this is coming from somebody in his 40s. 39 is the age that people say that they are when they're in their 40s. It's the last age that they can say, and that still has a 3 in front of it. That's what 39 is. See, they know some guys just look at the first number. So, yeah. So chances are she's 41, 42 or some crap like that. But and the reason why y'all probably don't know is because she is she's Blasian. And so she has the age advantage that comes with melanin of blackness. And then she has that weird thing that Orientals got to where they're not middle-aged ever. Well, here's what I mean about Oriental women and being middle-aged. Ever notice you don't see them in the middle? When have you ever seen an Oriental woman in the middle? They're either like in a schoolgirl uniform or they're the evil Kung Fu witch. They're either old or young. They're never in the middle. They're never in the middle. They're never in the middle. What's her name from Charlie's Angels? What's that bitch name? Lucy Liu. Notice how she just disappeared? She just disappeared off the face of the universe, and then she came back old? Y'all remember that? Like, when did you ever see her? When did she ever look 40? I think she looked like 60 now. But, I mean, like, she always looked young or old. Like, that's just the way they age. So, now, here's the thing about this. It can happen any day. Tomorrow, this broad could look 60. I kid you not. Tomorrow, she could look 60. Hopefully, the black kicks in. But tomorrow she could just turn 75 out of nowhere. And she'll be one of those people in the park doing Tai Chi. Oriental is a bad use of language. And it's deemed as racist. Well, I'm not racist. And it's not deemed as racist. Who deemed it as racist? The Orientals don't complain. Who deemed it as racist? Just people like you. People who don't know what words mean. Go and watch a Vietnam War movie, and if you want to hear racist terms about racist words against Oriental people, okay? Go and watch like old-timey Japanese American War movie if you want to hear racist terms about Oriental people. No, it is not. It's an accurate description of a group of people that I'm talking about. All the stuff that I said do not apply to Indians. All the stuff I said don't apply to Eastern Russians. It don't apply to Czechoslovakian people. It don't apply to Arabic people. These are all people from Asia. So when I say Oriental, know that the instant aging thing is an Oriental thing. It's not an Asian thing. It doesn't encompass the entire continent. Okay, I say that to be precise, not to be racist. It's not racist. It's not. When do Asian people ever complain? When do Oriental people ever complain about being called what they are? There's nothing wrong with it. It's a good, decent word.
Husband, and now I'm 39, and now we're done. So
Yeah.
Oh wait,
Okay.
did she just divorce
We
it?
get more. Maybe him.
gonna be my husband. So, you know, like I said, I had my one child, but I'm also was very smart about not procreating unnecessarily unless it was with someone that was going to be my husband, and I don't have a husband. And now I'm 39, and now we're done. So.
Yeah.
So this goes back to what I was saying before. Like, there's no eggs out there. Men go to these events for eggs. These brothers don't have no eggs. And what do you mean you did good? You had 15 years to find a new dude, and you look like that. How is that doing good? Look at those titties. How is that doing good? That is a waste of titty matter. That really is. Out there in the world, there's a tittyless Asian woman that can treat a man right, and but you know, she don't get a second look because you know her chest look like her report card and shit. So you know, all A's. So give her your titties, man. This is ridiculous.
Okay. We got more. Maybe him. He looks the part. Let's see. Hi, Eve.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Oh, fantastic.
Hi, good evening.
Oh, he looked like Theo Wall.
Actually, it's Eva's.
Evis.
Yeah.
Where are you from? That's a very interesting first name.
I'm from Texas, but I live in, or my mortgage is in Miami, but right now I live in the sky. Travel.
Why did she give a laugh? Because she sees the pattern, and that is dudes throwing in some income. My mortgage, you know. Yeah, she peeped that too, and she couldn't help but laugh. But she seems interested. She seems interested in this Theo Waff looking dude. All right, salute to Theo. Yep, GC, they want to correct us, but don't want to correct them Caucasian. What? I don't know. What is it with the word Oriental? Go to a restaurant and look at the box. Look at the box when you go to a Chinese restaurant. I bet you say Oriental on it. Somewhere in that restaurant it says Oriental. Midgets call themselves midgets. Oriental call themselves Oriental. What the hell is wrong with you? I don't like cheap men. I don't like racists. What? Why do you? Okay, now we're going to talk about this crap. Nobody asked you what you like. Stop working under the assumption that men are chronically looking to put their dick in your mouth, or everything we say and do is to the purpose of eventually putting my dick in your mouth. It's not. I say Oriental because it's accurate. I don't give a damn about what you like. Why do you think I'm concerned about what you like? Yes, I'm a cheap man. I'm not racist. I'm a cheap man that used the word Oriental. Live with it. God damn it.
Travel a lot for work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm actually, Melly, I'm actually in LA right now. So
Nice.
would not have thought to actually, post or say what's up, but I'm here anyway for a moment. Hi, Lena, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing great.
Fantastic. Well, I actually had some buddies that said you have to jump on and meet her and say hello. And so I did scrub back to the beginning of the show to just listen. And I really appreciated thanks, Melly, appreciate that. I watched the show quite a bit and I'm like, wow, I can't believe this. But yeah, I like, Lena, I like the way you present. I like the background. I like, the things that you say.
Thank you.
International traveler, world citizen, global citizen. A
Stop
lot of really
saying
good
stuff.
stuff there. Self-made, totally get that. So
Nice. I actually
Yeah.
used to be dual citizen, but I had to like drop that because I have a government clearance, so I couldn't keep
right.
that.
So dual citizen, so Korea or
Yeah. In
okay,
South
gotcha.
Korea.
South Korea,
But I have
gotcha.
a Korean name.
Okay,
I have a
gotcha.
Korean,
Is that the full name or is there a
no. So my Korean name is Saran, which means love. So I
Saran?
have an American name, which is Lena, but I have a
Okay.
Korean.
Gotcha. Very cool. Yeah. So what it's going to be hard to top someone who has traveled as much as you have, I would imagine, with having an Air Force father. But what would you say is like your favorite place to go?
Okay, so there you go. So she is Blasian. So she's yeah, she had a father in the Air Force that, you know, found himself in Asia
Truthfully, the
and
only
got him some Oriental goodies. God damn it.
reason why I say this is my favorite because I have probably the most, I should say the best core memories here, and it would be living in Italy. I lived there for 6 years.
Yeah.
I lived in northern Italy. My father was stationed at Aviano.
Okay.
So I have a lot of fond memories of just not only the traveling capabilities of being in Italy, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Being able to get on a train,
Take the
go
Freccia. Take it up, take it
Exactly.
down, where you want to go. Yeah.
All the different countries. I learned how to ski in Italy.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And the friendships that I still have to this day with military kids, I like to tell people that we're different.
Okay. Now, he's in a far better position than the last guy for obvious reasons, but I'm going to break it down to you a little bit. You know how he's nodding and saying, yeah, yeah, yeah. He's not paying attention to her. He's the one doing the nodding. But with the last guy, she was the one doing the nodding while he explained himself. He is in the superior position. Women talk about blizz blast and him. Listen. We don't give a fuck what you gotta say. Do you know how many hours of my life I wasted just nodding at whatever broads are saying, and then I only hear like the last two words. I only hear like the last two words, you know, and those last two words would be something like, "Oh, ski in Italy, huh?" And she said, "Yeah, I picked up," you know, and then she just start talking again. That is the best position you can be in because, for one, you are not leaving yourself vulnerable to talk yourself out of the gluck gluck. And she actually feels that she had a deep, in-depth conversation, but she's having it with herself, which is her favorite person. That's why she's by herself. So, yes.
Breed. Military brats are a different kind of breed of people. You know, we could literally be with each other for X amount of months, and next thing you know, we're ripped apart from each other because we're in different, you know, demographic locations, but we still find a way to still kind of stay connected. So I still have some lifelong friendships, or childhood friendships, I should say, to this day, just from living in Italy. So
Love it. I have an expression. The Romans get me and I get them. So, yeah, for sure. I would extend that a little bit farther to like global citizens. Are just a different breed, but yeah, I'm with you.
And I would say my second place would be the Azores. They're islands that are located off the coast of Portugal.
Okay.
There's a military base out there, and it's beautiful. It's just so beautiful over there.
Very cool. Very cool. So you're in VA.
Yes.
I love the DMV. It's a cool
So
space.
I'm not in the DMV. I'm about 2.5 hours south of the DMV. I'm more closer to Virginia Beach.
Okay.
See how comfortable she is? And maybe she's like more physically attracted to this guy. Maybe that's part of it, but I don't think that that's the case. But see how, because the last guy, you know, when she said she's from Virginia, he said, "Oh yeah, you know, I've been to the DMV." She didn't go into the tangent. She didn't go into, you know, like, "Oh, I'm not from the DMV. I'm actually from blah 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 blah." You know, she didn't really go into it the same way that she did with him. So yeah, get him talking.
Okay, I did hear that. I apologize. Yes. No, okay. Very cool. Very cool.
What in the hell is Iraq? Joel, I hope you're white. I hope you're white. If you're not white, I gotta tell you, like I had to tell this black dude that said cock the other day. Stop saying shit like that. Just don't. Just like, oh yeah, look at the rack on. What the hell? Really? I know what a rack is. I'm saying it's not a black term, Zone. You say it because you're not black. It's not something black people look regular saying. Okay? Some words are not black people business. There's cock. It's not black people business. There's rack. That's not black people business. There's douchebag. That's not black people business. Have you ever heard a black man being called a douchebag? No, because it's none of our damn business. It's something that white people say and black people reject it. Damn rack.
So I heard DoD contracts and tech.
Yeah.
That's exciting stuff.
Yeah.
What
my
brought
career.
you there?
See, he's still making it about her.
Say that again.
That's exciting stuff. What brought you? That's like cutting edge. Like what got you into that space in that world, the universe?
He don't give a shit, but he is going to let her talk some more. You see, strategy, and stratagem and tactics. See, he is doing that. You say 5 words, she say 50 words. You say 5 words, she say 50 words.
The money, like I was saying, I was making $17 an hour.
Okay.
And when I was able to see how much we were paying our IT people to come in to service our offices, because I was paying the bills in the office, I was kind of like, these people always look happy when they come to work.
Yeah. They're
in and out, and they charge us a shit ton of money. You know what I mean? So that kind of is what piqued my interest.
Okay.
And I decided.
Yep. See, good position. The eye contact, even though the titties are there and big, the eye contact combined with every now and again saying, yeah, and then say 5 more words after she finished saying this 50. She's about to say her 50. Look at Melly.
To go to night school. My parents kept my son for me and would pick him up at nighttime while I could go to night school for about a good year. And then my second year of night school, I moved to the DMV area, and I took a leap of faith and took everybody listening a $60,000 paying job in the DMV, which is pretty much broke if you live in the DMV. But I took a help desk job just to get my foot in the door.
Right.
Because I'm one of those girls.
Yep. I approve of this tactic. Yep. So you moved to the DMV and $60K. Yep. And she's just having the time of her life. Look at how bored she was with the Arkansas. With the Arkansas dude. What did you do to wind up in Arkansas? Arkansas isn't a place people are at on purpose. Something happened, and now you're in Arkansas. Okay, let me. I'm talking like it's Mississippi.
Give me a little inch in the window, I will make that
a mile. Yep.
Exactly. And so I just networked my way up, and then within 6 months, I was making 6 figures. So
wow, that's
what kind of propelled me into that space. And I just kept learning and picking up all the skill sets that I could. And then I decided to create my own company in 2019.
Okay.
Wow. Congrats to that.
Thank you.
Incredible. Absolutely. And you apparently you said that you transact globally.
Yes. Actually, all of my work, funny to say, is actually out of the state. So
okay. Yeah. Good stuff. Well,
you see that? Y'all see that? 2 words. Transact globally. You just take 2 words from what they say and re-spark another conversation. Now that didn't work, so he's going to do something else, but he's about to say his 5 words and let her say her 50 again. Watch this. I'm not a dating
coach. I have a question that might be a pineapple for both of us. So of the incredible things that you mentioned about your life, one of the things that Melly did not ask is, are you, let's make a scenario. You find the most incredible man. He checks out all the boxes. all the things that you mentioned before, from income to height to, all that stuff. Charismatic. What did you say? You said walks into a room, has presence.
Command the room. Mm-hmm.
Well, has presence, but doesn't need to necessarily show it.
Exactly.
Damn it.
Paraphrases of it. Are you open to another child?
No.
Even if the man is perfect?
Yeah, I'm at the age where, again, there's other things I won't discuss online, but it's just that.
Okay, now he's working backwards. Why are you asking a 39-year-old woman, is she open to another child? Why? Yeah, I don't. That's like asking Shaquille O'Neal. Are you open to going back to the NBA? Like what the hell?
Health thing. I'm getting older. You know what I'm saying? I'm turning 40 in 4 months. It's just,
yeah.
I'm kind of at that stage in life. But like I said, I'll be a lovely bonus mother. I love kids. I love to be a bonus mama. But as far as
you love kids, but so she understands that her biology is not going to allow her to have it. If she loved kids, then she would want kids. But she knows it's not that she don't want it. She knows that she can't, which makes it a foolish question for you. Because she's 39. And listen, I'm not saying 39-year-olds can't have kids, but you would have to go to Virginia and get her Virginia raw right now and then pop a baby out. And you're not going to do that. So, yeah, she understands that, she's on the Pineapple Show looking for penis. So the time that it takes for love, marriage, baby carriage, starting at 39, it's going to be a while. And, the age thing is going to be a much greater factor. Okay, so it says, sir, your penis is not relevant to me. Yes, it is. Anyway, I'm not here to cause trouble, sir. I'm here to better understand the mind of such a man as you, sir. Then my penis is relevant. See, that's how I knew you were. I'm here to understand the mind. How you gonna understand my mind when you don't understand my penis? Explain that to me. I took abnormal psychology, and you very unusual to me. Well, I'm a unique person.
I think that shop's kind of done.
Understood. And I totally get that.
Yves, is that a deal breaker for you?
Unfortunately, is. And Lena is probably the most incredible woman I've seen on the show, because I've passively watched from behind. And you've seen some characters, but you haven't seen a majority of the characters I've seen on watching the shows, the replays. So I guess they're afraid, but probably rightfully so, because you shouldn't have to go through some of the people. But Chitty would be nice. The guy's cool. He wants to sing a song. That's great stuff. But anyway,
do you have children at all?
I'm sorry. No, I do.
You do not have children at all. I mean, that's fair.
Well, she don't want him to go.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But you're an incredible woman, and I thank you so much for the time, Melly.
So he's in the same boat as me, which would make her a non-starter, but she can get the glut. But the distance and everything is really not worth wasting either of our times. Like, in order to get to that stage from having her Instagram ID, it's going to take a lot of time, money, and energy, especially because it's long distance. It's not that serious. Nah, don't time her out because engagement. But yeah, he's in the same boat as me, and I have turned down women my age for that reason. If she so happened to, live down the street and walks her dog every day, like I see this Mexican broad do, she got some big titties in my neighborhood. Then, and maybe she's not even Mexican, maybe she's like Italian or something. But anyway, then she can get it. But yeah, I'm with him on that. Now, women, this is what happens. She's obviously interested and into this guy, but she waited too long. She waited too long. She didn't take it seriously. When she was a dentist, when she was a dental assistant, when she was making $17 an hour, that was her cue to pounce. But she didn't want to do that. She focused on her career. So she went to, I don't know where people go. She went to Theo's class and got her cybersecurity certificate and then started a bit, blah, 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 blah. Now I make this much and I need you to make this much. She spent her youth and beauty. She exchanged her youth and beauty for money so she can use that money for justification for more money. And it backfired because now she's less valuable. To men, to this man, she is less valuable now than when she made $17 an hour. She don't want to accept that reality, but that's the reality. And now she's relegated. She's relegated to Arkansas niggas. That is her life. Look at Melly Monaco. I don't know what she is, but I do know she's not 39. And that is, she maximized it. She used her not 39-ness to get her a retired NBA player. She used that. She didn't wait until she popped out a kid and, oh, yes, I'm going to maximize my blah, 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 blah. She's like, nope, the getting is never going to be gooder than what it is now. And I am going to maximize. So I have been addressing your rhetoric, and I find you are conflicted and have issues with women and perhaps suffer from vagina envy. Okay, elaborate. I feel sorry for you. I don't hate you. Okay. I don't know if by vagina envy you mean I envy a person for having a vagina? Or I am envious of a person, another man who's getting a vagina that I want. Because I can't admit to that. Damn, he just, when I was watching that TV series, Swarm, and what's that dude named Idris? When Idris was doing that, when he was hitting Chloe Bailey from the back, I was like, damn, I wish that was me. Is that vagina envy? I don't know. I don't give a shit. I really don't. You think you're smart. You think you're smart. You think that you are smart. I study psychology. That you are conflicted and have issues with women. Is that your side? It took a degree to say that? What in the entire fuck? Jesus. I study psychology and I think that Nick Fuentes have an issue with black people. I study psychology. I think that Donald Trump has an issue with Mexicans. You think you're smart. What is it about modern society that make broads think they smart? When I was a kid, we used to get these laminated awards. And you did feel better about yourself. You felt more confident. You just felt better when you got that award. You got that trophy. You felt better. When I got that Mesa trophy, because when you're a nerd, they don't have many trophies. Well, they do, but it's more competitive than the more athletic kids. But you actually got to earn. You actually got to You actually got to move that chess piece, like you know what you're doing. You got to answer these math questions. You know, I was in a lot of stuff, and I felt smart because I felt like I actually earned it. What in the hell? You actually feel smart. You actually feel smart saying stuff like this. Holy crap. Your hatred for women shows your envy for the vagina and the benefits that come with it. The benefits that come with it is penis. What the fuck is wrong with you? And I don't want that. I don't want that. What in the entire fuck? You just make shit up. Y'all know how I feel about Neil deGrasse Tyson. Y'all know how I feel about, and if you don't know, subscribe to the channel because you're new here. Neil deGrasse Tyson just be making shit up. I believe that a lot of the stuff he say is just made up shit and nobody else is smart enough to challenge it because he got all the wrinkles on his brain and shit. He got all the brain wrinkles and there ain't shit nobody else can do about it. But I got a feeling that some shit he just make up on some who gonna check me, nigga. I think that Neil deGrasse Tyson does that shit on the regular. I do. And you want to know why I don't say shit about it? Because he's actually smart. Okay? You just a person who say shit that's obviously dumb, and I get to call it out because you don't have the wrinkles that he has. If it sounds stupid, it's stupid. Oh, for real? His daughter fine? Is she blazing?
Thank you.
Have a wonderful evening.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Oops. Back to you, mister. Did you like him?
No, he was very sweet. Like that's the kind of conversations that I like to have.
Take notes, fellas. I told you. She even said, see, take notes. Take notes. That's how you talk to a bitch. Take notes. Because remember, I agree with his tactics, but then, you know, because he didn't lose. She lost. You know, once he started seeing if she qualified for him, see, that is the better tactic. That Arkansas nigga is from Arkansas, but he had the far superior tactic. And she actually says, I like conversations like that, and he didn't say shit. Told you. 5 words, 50 words. 5 words, 50 words. When I was young, and cell phones didn't exist, I used to put the phone down, the house phone down, go off and make a sandwich or play a video game or something, and the broad is still talking. She is still talking. Now I put it down so you could still hear, like in the background, it's like jump, 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 jump. You know, you could still hear the phone vibrating in the background. These bras still be talking. And then when I hear it stop talking, I'll be like, oh, for real, is that right? And then she's like, yeah, and then she'll start talking again. And after that, they'd be like, ooh, he's so smart. He's such good conversation. I didn't say shit. I'm telling you, that is, and I know I come off that way. Trust me, in a million years, I am not a dating coach. Do not put me in that. I am not that. I just point out obvious shit. I'm that guy that if I see somebody shooting a basketball in the wrong hoop, I say shoot it in that hoop. That don't make me a coach. That does not make me a coach. That's just somebody that points out something that's very obvious to that person. That's all I am. All right, so let's end this foolishness and let's see. Listen, he is a superior human being. That doesn't mean he's not full of shit. that doesn't mean that he is not full of shit. I'm no astrophysicist. I'm not a regular physicist. And yes, I will concede that, I have an engineering degree. I will concede that physics is the godfather of all science and engineering. I'll give them that. Physics is the capital of it. It's the capital of science and engineering. I will not take that from anyone. And physics people, especially people on Neil deGrasse Tyson's level, tend to have brain wrinkles far superior than my own. Far superior than my own. I am not going to, pretend like I got more wrinkles than he do. I'm not. That doesn't mean he's ill capable of bullshitting. That doesn't mean he's not capable of bullshitting. A person can have all the wrinkles and still bullshit you. See, know this. America don't research shit anymore. We don't research shit anymore. And we haven't for quite some time. Because, okay, I'm going to put it like this so y'all can really understand this. What do we have now? What technology do we have now that we didn't have in the 1950s? And I'll wait while y'all answer that. Oh, crap, I got a cash app. Hold on. Yeah, got a cash app. All right. While y'all answer that question, I'll read the cash app. It says, Blessed Man says, okay, I appreciate the cash app, bro. It says, for TJ, I think you mean AKA, she hate me. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. All right. Tamiko says AI. AI isn't a technology. It's a use of a technology. But I can see why you say that. Self-landing rockets, that would be like that. That's the AI use applied to rockets, which existed in the 50s. Internet. Okay, so all this stuff existed in the 50s on a smaller capacity. On a much smaller capacity. You could say World Wide Web, but internet, two or more interconnecting computers did exist in the 50s. Nothing is new. Nothing is new. It's just refined stuff. Like the laptops got faster and smaller, and the walkie-talkies got, slimmer and touchscreen. The TVs got flatter and better pixelization. But all the stuff the cars got faster and shinier and electricer, but all the stuff that we have now is just shit that existed in the 50s. Why? Because we don't research stuff. And the reason, and as a result of that, we just take World War II technology and refine it for corporate use. All this stuff was used in World War II, all of it, each and every single piece of it. And so we don't pay for just general research unless it's pressing. And the last time it was pressing for America was World War II. Now, I know what you're saying. You're saying we still have labs like Lawrence Livermore labs and stuff like that, which is, I think the greatest was possibly, I did a field trip there when I was younger, possibly one of the greatest labs in the world. There's still physics labs, and it appears that they're doing research and blah, 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 blah. See, so what they did was they grandfathered in all the World War II scientists. And like, okay, you know, now that the world is over, you know, here's the grants, here's something. We're going to invest in these person, and that's how you get all these labs and stuff. But they're dead now. And so you have people, you have these Neil deGrasse Tysons out there, and they're trying to get money. They're trying to get money. They want America and they want Americans to invest in research. Because they're not engineers, they're scientists. And scientists, you need a research fund. You know, if you work for Tesla, they're not really researching something. They're using the existing science and perhaps even improving upon it. But that's it. So he wants people to invest in physics research. So I think that some of the stuff that he says, a lot of the stuff that he says, is with that in mind. He's like, what can I do to say to get people to open up that wallet and invest in me? What can I do? So if he wants to go and talk some, you know, warp drive teleporters or a Back to the Future hoverboard, you know, then he's going to talk like that because he wants that money. He needs that research grant. That and trust me, if it were up to me, they would have money just for being smart. Kind of like the Pope has money just because God loves him. They would have that. People should just give it to him. But they don't, which means he got a bullshit. And who's gonna check him? Who's gonna check him? What am I gonna do? Google Neil deGrasse Tyson and say some shit like, nah, nigga, you lying. I'm not. All I can say is, hey, I got a relatively small IQ. It sounds like bullshit. I don't know. That's all I could do to him. That is it. That's the beginning and end. But you, it's just bullshit. Okay? I don't have to, respect the difference of IQ differences. It's stupid and it's bullshit, Tamiko. All right. If there was human-like synthetic robots, your pussy would be completely useless. Some things is always the first to go when there's new technology. And then other things is like the last to go, but it should have gone the moment the technology came. Weathermen should have gone the moment everybody just looks at the weather on their phone. But they still exist, and I'm grateful for it because Florida is going through some things. So, but they've existed for a long time. I don't think people are watching the news for weather. So you wonder how they lose their job, but Amazon is putting all these other places out of business. Some things stay and some things go. Librarians are still here. It's still a thing. It's still a thing. However, the moment they come out with human-like synthetic robots, your pussy will be the first thing to go. Your pussy will be the first thing to go. I'm going to repeat that. Your pussy will be the first thing to go. Because people, when technology comes out, it addresses the need of the society as a current thing. For example, fireworks existed before guns. That's because China was reasonably peaceful before the Mongolian invasion. So the needs for weapons, the need for entertainment was far greater than the than the need for weapons. Now that changed, and they invented the gun. I know y'all think white people invented the gun. They didn't. That's why it's called a gun. But gun being a Chinese word and name. But anyway, where was I going with that? Oh, and then swordsmen started going out of business. Your pussy is going to be, wait, what the hell? No, my pussy will be here forever because humanity needs it. No, we need your womb. We need your womb. Not your pussy. But you see, you're not out offering womb. You are not offering womb. The attention and funds that you garner are from men seeking pussy, not womb. Yes. Oh, is that what it is? He's a theoretical. Well, most physics is very difficult to apply. Yeah, I'm trying to think of exceptions, but most physics is very difficult to apply. So it's going to be theoretical. It's going to be, yeah. You actually have to, you actually have to blow up a nuclear bomb in order to, until you actually blow it up. It is theory. Oh yeah, Josh. They're not creating new things. I mean, listen. I had this talk with a physics professor who didn't want to be a professor, but that was the job that was available to him. He even said that. He's like, listen, I didn't go to school to become a professor. I just I just couldn't find work after getting a PhD in physics. Like, and he explained why. And I didn't make this up because I didn't study physics. So why would I know about the job market and the research and stuff? But when he said that, I had to come to the conclusion, like, yeah, we don't really have new shit. And this was a long time ago. Like, it was like, yeah, we don't really have new shit. And we're still just refining old shit. The microphone I'm talking on is something they had in the 50s. We haven't had new shit in a while. And that's because, the Rico brain people don't have the funding to make a warp drive or a hoverboard or a hover car. Or to beam me somewhere. I want to be beamed. That's what I want. I want to be beamed. Holy crap. Yes, you can replace the female human, but not the comfort and security of the human vagina. I just had to pause on that for a second. How secure is your pussy? I guess that's my question, but okay. Oh, yeah. You're arguing on here with us above your bum ass degrees. Yeah, exactly. Come on now. That don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing. If care about humanity so much, go out there and give your pussy to someone. Or make more humans, yeah. All right. Anyway, I want to thank the Cash Apps. Greatly appreciate y'all. I would like to thank the members. By the way, I'm going to tell the story about how I realized that women be fronting at gas stations too, on my members only. I'd like to thank the managers and moderators, those who listen silently, and those who participate in the chat. Make sure you hit that like button on your way out. It's GameChanger 00100. Game over. Peace.